If you're a coach who really struggles with creating packages and creating new offers in your business and knowing how to structure things and set things up, then stay tuned. I'm going to be talking all about how to create offers that are aligned for you so that you can sell them with confidence. Let's dive in. Hi there, welcome to the Wholehearted Business Show. I'm Laura. I help health, life and spiritual coaches get more clients, generate more income so they can live their most aligned life. And today on the show, we're talking all things creating aligned offers. Now, this is all about how to create the things that we sell. And this can be everything from our one-to-one coaching packages to digital offerings to courses, memberships, all those kind of things. This is all about how we come up with the idea for those things, how we develop that idea, how we make sure that it's actually going to sell, all of that stuff. So I'm going to cover that process and I'm going to break it down into step-by-steps for you. And I'm also going to tell you about new aligned offers that I've created in my business and a little bit about how they came to be as well. So let's dive in. What is an aligned offer? So obviously you can create all these different offers in your business, but I like to think of things as being aligned because what's really important to me in my business and what I really want to help my clients with is creating offers in your business that you deliver on, but that are set up in a way that works with your desired lifestyle. So I think it's really important, like most of us want to run coaching businesses because we value doing work that we love, having time freedom, being able to live the life that we want. And honestly, in my business, that has been one of the major drivers is the fact that I can make really decent money, really decent income doing work that I love, but that I get to set my life up like the way that I want it. And honestly, I was doing like a new moon journaling thing last night and just so much gratitude that I get to do this because honestly, like just being able to have my days the way that I want my days to look is incredible. Like I don't have to answer to anyone. As long as I'm serving my clients, it's awesome. So anyway, what I always come back to is when I create offers and when I create things that I want to sell is, first of all, like this needs to be getting results for people because that's what it's all about. But also I want this offer to show up for me. How do I want to be doing this work? Because this is the work that we are doing, as well as marketing and some of the other like back office stuff. The stuff that we're actually doing people, the stuff that we're selling, the packages that we're creating, like that is our work. So it's really important that those are aligned and that is all set up in a way that is going to allow us to live the life that we want to live. So it's really important that we think about these things. And that's what I cover when I think of creating aligned offers. So I'm going to dive into a step-by-step process that is going to take you through that, just with some tips to help you think about this process for yourself when it comes to you creating your own offers. So step number one is to check in with my own values and what it is that I actually want. I often talk about knowing your version of success and I bang on about this all the time, but this is really what it comes down to. And it's just the first step is like, what do I actually want? What am I here for? What do I want to create in my life? What are my values? How does this thing that I'm going to create link into all of that? That's always the first stage that I take in creating any kind of offer, because it has to be from that point of view, it has to come from that place or else it's not going to work for so many different reasons. And then the second step is to really ask myself, what do my people need now? And this is where having a real sense of who your people are. Like I know that you guys, my people, are business to consumer coaches, like health coaches, life coaches. I get what it is that most of you guys are struggling with. I've been doing this for quite a long time. I've been in your shoes before. I've been a health coach before, but also this stage might not just be thinking, what is it that people are struggling with right now? It might be asking for feedback. It might be actually doing a little bit of market research. Again, I've spoken about market research on the show not so long ago. I will put a link to that on one of the sides. Do check that out if that's something that you want to do. But sometimes it's just about asking people, what is it that you're struggling with right now? Because whatever it is that you create, like ideally it's meeting a need that people have. However, I also think sometimes what we find is that there's something in our heart and soul, just to get a bit woo, there's something in our heart and soul that just needs to be birthed into the world. And sometimes you might not have the most detailed evidence base that there's a need for that or that there's the market for that. But actually, I honestly believe if you have that, like, I need to create this thing, then that is enough, because usually that's your intuition saying, hey, this thing needs to be put out into the world now. And if any of you have read Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic, there's a reason why sometimes these ideas come to us. So I think that's a really important factor in this as well. Once you have a sense of, okay, so I know what people are struggling with. I know what I want to help them with. And often that is, you know what it is that they're struggling with, you know what it is that you want to help them transform or shift. Then it's thinking about, okay, how do I structure this offer? So what does it need to be? Like, what form does this offer need to be? This is a huge area to think about. It's a huge thing because whenever you help people, it could be a one-to-one package, it could be a course, it could be a membership, it could be all sorts of different things. And actually, you know, I talked about a bit about this when I talked about scalable offerings on the show recently as well. And again, I'll link to that in the description and I'll put a link if you want to go back and look at that one. But this is a really big question, is to know what structure does this need to take to be put out into the world. And really the structure again needs to come back to, is this deliverable for you? Is this going to work for you to deliver it? But also, is this going to get the results for people, for your people? Is this the right structure for them to get the results that you want them to get? And then the next step, number 4, is to communicate that offer. And this is where you might write some sales copy. This is where you might start to write what it is that this is all about and actually start to communicate that offer with people. This is a really important part of the process, obviously, because we need to be telling people in language that they understand and that they can relate to what this is going to do for them if we want to sell it. Which brings me nicely on to our next step, which is to sell the offer. So when it comes to selling, again, there's lots of different ways that you can sell what it is that you create. There's launch models, there's evergreen models. I talk about something called fast and cozy marketing and selling in my Wholehearted Business program. So there's lots of different ways that you can approach selling, but again, it has to be, I really believe that you have to sell in a way that feels aligned for you, because if not, it's going to feel really awkward and difficult. So you need to find a way of selling that is going to feel good. But the next stage, the final stage, is obviously you need to sell that thing and put it out into the world. And then if you want, there's probably another little bit on the end there where you actually deliver the program, the offer as well. So there's a really quick structure for creating an aligned offer. And like I say, there's probably a few more intricate steps in there, but ultimately that's what it looks like. And I think it's really important that it starts with that sense of, this is who I am, this is what my values are, this is what I need this offer to do for me. And often there's financial things that come into that. There's structural things like how much time you have, like what times of day you want to be showing up for. Do you want to do things live or not? Do you want to do things recorded? Does it need to be a live thing or a pre-recorded thing or a self-study thing? So many things that come into it to make it work for you. And what I often see coaches do is that they don't think about this enough, and they just put something out there and then they have to deliver it, but they don't really want to deliver it because they haven't really thought about that, or it's not meeting a need that they have, and it just feels really difficult and heavy to hold. So we want to avoid that. And also what I sometimes find is that, certainly if we're talking about our core one-to-one coaching offers, sometimes coaches just don't know how to structure that or set that up or what that should look like at all, because often our coaching, our one-to-one offers are quite big, broad offers, and that's okay. But I think sometimes we need to think about, okay, how do we create that and structure that so that it makes sense? So that's my approach to creating an aligned offer. And like I said, I have recently been reviewing a lot of my offers in my business, and I use that process, and that's how I decided to do this episode of the show. I was thinking, I've used this process to create these offers, and there's another offer as well that I want to talk about and how that came to be as well, which I think is quite interesting. Again, yes, I'm going to be talking about stuff I'm selling here, but I really hope that there's some stuff that I mention here that is going to be helpful for you when you come to create your stuff in your business. So as I've just taken you through some of the very loose steps there in terms of creating your aligned offer, I actually have a new program called Create Your Aligned Offer. Now, I will say this actually started off as a free challenge. So I ran the Create Your Aligned Offer challenge, I think it was in 2021. Yes, I think it was in 2021. And it was one of my most successful challenges. People really loved what we talked about in that, and I've taken that original challenge and I have broken it down into more detailed steps, more detailed videos. It's really about, if you are struggling to structure a coaching package that is going to sell, like we're talking about structuring and creating offers that will sell, then this is going to be for you. Create Your Aligned Offer is available now. The link is in the description if you want to come and join us. When you join, you will get full access to the program that you've got for life, for the lifetime of the program. And then we are running a live round that starts on Monday the 24th of April for 2 weeks. And that is where we are going to work through it together. So we're going to have, I think, a Facebook group or a Voxer group. I haven't quite decided on the right format for that, probably a Facebook group, but with lots of Voxer support and some live calls in there as well. You can find out everything if you check out the link. That'll tell you everything that you need to know. But if you want to just get your offers sorted out, if you want to create any new offers, and actually what you can do in those 2 weeks is actually create a brand new offer and sell it in those 2 weeks. If you really want to go there, we can absolutely do that in those 2 weeks. But this is really about creating offers that work for you, that work for your people, and that sell. And we're going to be talking about selling as part of that process as well. So please do come and join Create Your Aligned Offer. You can find out everything at the link in the description, and you've got until the end of this week. So if you're listening to this now, you've got until the end, I think it's the 23rd of April, that you can join if you want to get into the live round. So come and join us. And also I think there'll be a price increase at the end of the week as well. So if that sounds good to you, come and join us. We're going to have that live round, and I will take you through the whole process of creating these offers in a lot more detail than I have done today, but really just about how to set up and create these offers that are actually going to sell, that work for you, that work for your people, like that magical Venn diagram. In fact, I have a Venn diagram in the training that shows you all of these things. So do come and join us for that. So I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. I hope that has been helpful, me talking about some of my packages. And like I say, you can find out all the details at all the links if you're interested in working with me on any of those. But hopefully just listening to the process that I go through has been useful. I'd love, as always, to get any feedback from this. Please let me know. Pop me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Wholeheartedly Laura. If you want to chat over there, I love when people DM me. Give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know what you've thought of this episode. And I will see you next time, guys. Take care. Bye.